Welcome back into the Mad Monday podcast, brought to you as always by 4 and 20 Pies, the perfect at-home snack for watching rugby league. And welcome into the podcast this week, Chris Key. Chris, last team sheet of the year, named now for the Warriors. I don't even know where to start.
Oh, are we doing the podcast this week?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, okay.
Split the second time this week.
So just looking at this team list.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're right.
I was going to say, how do you feel about this season and this game?
Well, to be honest, I don't even... I'm going to watch it, obviously.
Yeah.
It's at Shark Park. They're in Mass.
I thought you were busy this weekend.
Oh, actually, no. I've got a 30th birthday on, so I probably won't be able to watch it. You're right.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't just flaking out of the commentary there.
Yeah.
No, genuinely.
Yeah.
And I got a birthday. You know Sean.
Oh, yeah.
30th.
Yeah, right. I do know Sean.
Well, now this is awkward.
Didn't get the invite.
Yeah.
But I'm covering you for the commentary anyway, so I wouldn't have been able to
Well, he was like, could you give me Manaia's details? He's commentating that night. He was okay, I won't bother then. But how frustrating is it looking at the team list and they've shifted Chance to centre?
Yeah. And I saw that there's all the headlines have gone crazy about it, as they have all season, about like should Chance be in the centre so that RTS can be at fullback, blah, blah, blah. That they were looking at that, they were trying to say that again this week. I just think they needed to bring Tane, and I don't know.
Yeah, Tane's excellent, obviously.
Yeah, because Ali Leatawa's back in there.
But also, I think it took...
Rocco Berry's still injured.
Rocco Berry being injured, and I think it took those two young fellas playing in the centres that time who had an absolute shocker.
Yeah.
For Webby to be like, okay, this whole next man up mentality, I don't think we're there yet with the centres.
And he sort of said it a couple of weeks ago where he's just, because people were like, oh, why don't you try out new players in new positions? He's like, look, this is the NRL. You don't just dish out jerseys just to see what you've got. You know what I mean? Like, so also, he's the coach, because what happens is the win-loss column reflects on him.
And, by the way, Mike Minogue was saying to me yesterday, he probably stole it from another podcast, but we're 2-9 in our last 11 games. If we lose this game, it's officially our worst ever finish to any Warriors season in history.
Is that right?
That's 100% correct. That is how bad we have been going. And we show up, big smile, ready to go every week, so that's actually quite, when you think about it, that's huge. It's been a really bad season.
Yeah.
And moving Chance to free up Tane Tuapiki when you've got the golden boot fullback, I know he's out this week and stuff, and I know that you want to stick with Chance because he's a more of a link man, and Roger's more of a run first guy. But doing it in the last round of the season really irks me for some reason. Yeah,
I think it irks a lot of people. I think that's why a lot of the papers are leading with it. But I don't think, who would you have put in the centres then? Would you put Moala Graham-Taufa back in there? Adam Pompey got injured last week. Rocco Berry's still out.
Well, this is the issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
You look at the reserves. Ed Cussy, I've had enough of the Cussy club this season. He needs another off-season under his belt.
You won't be...
renewing my membership?
No.
Nah, I don't think so. Lika Halasima, he's got a whole lot of promise, but he's just so inexperienced, and he had a shocker last time he was out there. His hands are tied, really. He had to do this.
That's right. And I think that is why you've got Chance in at centre, not because they want to see how he goes this week.
His hand has been forced by Roger being out, Rocco Berry being out the whole season pretty much now.
Having said all of that, I hope he goes great guns at centre. He went really good at 6.
He will.
That one game? Yeah, he will.
So that game at 6 was against the Panthers in Magic Round.
Yeah.
I watched him firsthand be excellent and get us a win against the Panthers, and then Tane Tuapiki kick it from the sideline. He's clutch, by the way, Tuapiki. We need a bit of that.
Yeah, he is. But I think best case scenario for me, how this happens, because I think a large part of why we've been stuck with him this whole season is because he told him, hey, Roger's coming back, you're still our fullback. And Webby seems to be the kind of guy who if he tells you something, he's going to stick with it.
Right.
Through thick or thin.
He's pretty stubborn on that, yeah.
So I think what needs to happen is Chance needs to go gangbusters in the centres, realise that he could be our version of Joey Manu. And then in the off-season, he needs to go into Webby's office and be like, hey, I've got an idea. I want to play centre. Well, and then that gives Webby free rein to be like, perfect. I don't have to say I went back on my word. Things have changed. He wants to be centre now. Roger's going to fullback.
Do you want a hot take? If he did that,
yeah,
I'd have Roger on the other centre and have Tane Tuapiki at fullback.
Wow, really?
100%. I'd just because I don't like, to be fair, Chan's running 200 to 300 metres a game, just head first into the defence is not good for his longevity in the NRL. So that's something that he should take into consideration.
Yeah, but I would say Tane Tuapiki running 300 metres is not good for the Warriors.
We wouldn't expect him to do that because you've got your outside backs, your centres who can do that. You change from having your fullback constantly doing, I don't know, this is just me spitballing and trying to pull some positivity out of the season.
Yeah. I think the positivity would be we got to have a crack with Roger Tuivasa, because when you look back on the season, and if you're right about the stats, a better podcast would have done their research. If we knew this is how the season was going to go, wouldn't you rather have lost but had Roger Tuivasa-Sheck starting every game at fullback?
Would have been pretty sick.
Would have been very sick, wouldn't it?
And I need to reiterate, I've been very anti him at fullback and really sticking to my guns and backing up Webster here. But now it's the end of the season and Tane Tuapiki's there and Chance has shifted. It would have been fucking sick to see Roger.
Sick. Yeah, that's right. And I think that's been a big part of being a Warriors fan for the better part of 30 years now. It's been like, look, we're probably going to lose. Let's lose by firing some shots, you know?
Absolutely. Go down swinging.
Yeah.
But I love how much of a just intro to the Warriors this is for everyone who jumped on last year. That's to go from one of the greatest seasons to one of the worst ever seasons is so Warriors. It's fucking awesome.
I guess that why it doesn't, yes, the record might seem that way, but I feel like a lot of these have been close losses. It's not like we've been getting pantsed every week.
Absolutely. Losing by 6 or 8 points and then drawing and then
golden point.
Exactly. We can't seal the deal. We aren't clutch.
A draw?
Yeah. So it has been not a flip of a coin, but a few tries here and there, and it'll be a completely different story.
Yeah.
It hasn't been a pantsing. We're not the Tigers, you know.
No. But
we're not the Rabbitohs.
It's a great point you raise about all of the people that got on the bandwagon last year that are now like, and everyone else is just like, oh, you thought shit was sweet over here?
When you hopped on the bandwagon and you saw everyone already on there who were like a shell of themselves, waving their flags excited, and you thought, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
This is why.
It's honestly, this season has been like the start of a horror movie. You know, when you go around to the in-laws' house for the first time, you're meeting them, you start noticing things like, that painting looks a little bit crook, or
100%.
Why has the dad got such a weird smile, and how come there's a guy that lives out in the bloody...
So, are the bandwagon's fans now locked in the basement getting tortured?
Yeah, that's right. And then everyone's starting to realise, and now they've realised, and it's too late.
Yeah. You're stuck here now.
Yeah.
We'll see you next season.
We're pulling your teeth out. You can't get off.
Looking at the Sharks team, anything you want to...
Yes. Number 22.
Oh, Nicho Hynes.
Nicholas Hynes. He will be starting, I think. Daniel Atkinson, Braden Trindle have been doing a good job.
By the way, Atkinson, he's a real talented half of the future. He's someone we should steal.
Yeah. They've been doing really well since, they've had an up and down season themselves, the Sharks. Despite that, they're in the top 4. Sorry.
So they're in the top 4 and they've had an up and down season despite having genuinely the easiest draw out of any team in the NRL this season.
Yeah. And, Nicho Hynes has been in and out.
God, he's been weird this season
and
too.
In and out of form as well. What's our man? Oh, he's not even in the team. That's the other thing. Mulitalo's not in the team. For some reason, he arcs up against the Warriors.
Yeah, he does.
Is it otherwise really chill dude, it seems.
He does that. Nas does that as well. These guys that, I think Mulitalo literally played for Otahuhu or Onehunga or one of those teams.
Yeah.
He grew up here.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and loves just rubbing our faces in it.
I don't know what it is.
Well, he's a massive shit stirrer.
Yeah.
He's one of the most disliked players in the NRL, but I quite like him. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't really see it.
Because the thing I like about him is he'll score a hat-trick and rack us up, and then the next week he'll fuck up 2 tries massively by showing off and then not grounding it properly or something. He's quite a funny player like that.
Yeah, having said all that, Toby Rudolph, Origin Kaufusi, not to be confused with the actual Kaufusi that plays in Origin. Cam McInnes. I just think Britton Nichols has been back to some of his career best, I think, this year at times.
Yeah, absolutely. Second half of the season, he's got that amazing running game where he can just hit a line and get in space. To be honest, he used to combine with Nicho Hynes a lot doing that, but he still just gets through so much work and finds himself in space a lot. 1 to 12 or 13 plus? What are you thinking?
The TAB's thinking 13 plus.
I'm thinking 13 plus.
I got to be honest, I'm thinking 13 plus too.
Yeah, okay. We can't put that on as the hunch, though, right?
No. Well, I mean, we can. We have done in the past. I don't know. And I know the thing is we're always anti this because people come at us and it's like, oh, mate, it's a matter of faith, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, okay, but I also watch rugby league.
100%. And I also have money that I'm putting on this game.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't want to lose the money every week. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind not losing some money.
I know it seems like that, but we don't come in here every day to lose money.
Producer Adam?
13 plus is only paying $1.75 as well. That is
not even worth
good
it.
eating.
No, I know.
What's 1 to 12 there, Adam? Just quickly.
For the Sharks, it is $3.30. Better.
$3.30.
But you don't want to be betting on them to score, yeah. Why, just out of curiosity, what are we paying for a win?
We are paying $5.
Good eating.
If you were to guess how much we were paying for 13 plus, where would you place it?
Oh, if it's fives, then
$13?
Yeah.
$12.50.
Yeah.
Right on the money.
Shit, $5. That's tempting, Manaia.
Is it?
Nah, it's not.
Not really.
Nah,
I don't
my
know.
bird, bro.
I just think because like the other thing about this season has been like we've been talking about how they struggle to find a bit of energy or fizz or something when it goes bad.
100%.
And it doesn't go much worse than Sean Johnson's last game was effectively last week. They're playing for nothing this week. Whereas the Sharks, I think their top four could be not on the line this week, but they still need wins.
They 100% do need wins.
They are third on 36 points. Yeah, so if they lose this week, then Bulldogs could conceivably jump them.
Which I think will happen. I think eventually the Bulldogs will get in, even though there's only 1 week left. But come on, Manaia.
It's 1 week for us.
Oh, yeah, true.
Everyone else has got another game the week after that. And I was just talking about this before out in the office. Like, we were looking forward to that when the season started. We were looking at the schedule being like, awesome. Last round for us, bye. We go into the finals fresh, ready to go, brother.
But instead, it's done the full 360, and it's now, oh, thank God the season's over 1 round early.
A respite.
It's like one less game we have to watch.
I know, it's been brutal. So, look, yeah.
You got to look at this positively, though. The Warriors could get up for A, Sean Johnson's last game.
Yep.
B, Sean Johnson revenge game against the Sharks.
Oh.
And C, they probably won't get up. But
and D, added Fanua Blake. So he's going to play for the Sharks next year. Is this a little bit of an audition for him to be like, hey, this is the player that you've bought? And subsequently, are there players on the other side who just be like, come over this side, mate. We'll let you through.
who would you bring over? I love, he's been re-signed, but I love Braden Hamlin well.
Oh, no. I mean, they'll say, just stroll through and score a try if you want.
Oh, the Sharks will.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Come on, brother. Yeah, have one. Yeah.
Hey, score your first try at Shark Park, mate, even though you probably scored there before. But, oh, wow.
I don't know. I'm not saying match fixing. I'm just saying, look, if you're standing in front of Adam Fanua Blake and he's coming to play with you next year and you're up by 40 points.
Yeah, I'd match fix. You're right.
Well,
Wait, what? What's the question?
You're just going to, oh, shit, he beat me some. Oh, he stepped me.
Oh, wow, that footwork, that late footwork.
Jeez, I thought he was going the other way and I missed. You know?
I think that right there is why you're not in the NRL.
Yeah.
And everything you're looking at is why I'm not in the NRL.
That's the only thing. So, yeah, look, I think my prediction, and again, I hope I'm wrong, I think 13 plus.
I reckon they could run up quite a number here because the Sharks are one of those teams that once they start flying, or swimming, I should say, they really do. And another thing they'll be wanting to do as well is get Nico back in and restore that confidence because he was just a shell of a human. It's like he was on the Warriors bandwagon towards the end of the season. There was a direct correlation to us losing and him losing confidence.
Yeah, he might have been.
So I think a massive performance where he gets his confidence back could be on the cards. And to be honest, I just want the Warriors to go out there and get through 80 minutes and then say, right, well, let's put a line through that season. Let's go 2025.
Hit them Mad Monday and just put it all in the back rearview mirror.
That's right. We were chatting to Charlie Gubb on Monday on our drive show, and he was saying that he was in the changing sheds after the game.
Oh, yeah.
And he was having a few brews with some of the higher ups and stuff. And he was just like, nah, boys, trust me. It's all on next year. And I was like, cool. So Charlie Gubb's been in there on the piss, and he reckons. And
the early mail is next year is.
It's our year.
Oh, shit.
And that is hot and fresh out the kitchen, remixed to ignition.
You heard it here second on the Mad Monday podcast. All right, let's take a quick break here, and we'll come back with just a little bit of SuperCoach shit. In our fantasy, our SuperCoach head-to-head league, Chris, have you been knocked out yet. I got to be honest. I'm more of an overall guy.
Yeah, I'm a huge overall guy now.
Yes, welcome.
Di Henwood had the performance of his entire season against me at the weekend. And, like, you can't hate it because he just blew me out of the water.
He needed to.
He did. And, you know, and he's a SuperCoach veteran, and this is only my second season. So it's great that he's going into the finals. But to be honest, if you're listening to this podcast right now and you're looking for SuperCoach advice, what the fuck are you doing? Manaia was knocked out like a week ago.
Yeah, but that's just a matchup thing. I'm more of a overall guy.
Yeah, more of an overall guy. I'm being knocked out too. Like, so why are you even bothering asking us for advice?
Well, Brad Vickers has done just that in the Mad Monday Munters group. He somehow managed to make the final of his public head-to-head league. This final showdown this week. He's only got one trade left, and he's looking at bringing in, as he's still got Cleary, he wants to bring in Hines. If you were still going, if you were looking for points, would you risk Hines?
100%. If you've got trades,
He's got one.
yeah, he's got the one. He's got it up his sleeve. I think you roll the dice on Hines at halfback. Every ounce of my being is telling me that he is not going to play very well.
Nico Hines.
He's had an okay season. He's scored terribly next to Braden Trindle, who he'll be starting again with if he does play. And he lost all of his confidence. That State of Origin kerfuffle absolutely robbed him of his confidence. Everything tells you that it's a bad play, but if you're throwing the dice.
And you don't want to lose because the other guy did it and you didn't.
That's right. I did a similar punt where with one of my final trades, I was like, stuff it, I'm bringing in Cam Munster and he's my 5'8" for the rest of the season. And he's been okay.
Yeah.
Like 50s.
My general advice this season and last season has been hunt Tigers, whoever they're playing, but they're on the bye this week, so you can't even do that. Roosters do have the Raiders, so you couldn't go. He also asked Brad Vickers in the old Mad Monday Munters group, do you go for Crichton because he hadn't had him yet?
Angus Crichton, who just scored a hat-trick.
Yeah.
God, that kills me.
Yeah.
Sure. But bringing in Crichton is, I bet if you look at whoever he's facing up against, they've got Crichton. So it is one of your Manaia situations where you're bringing in someone just to diffuse a potential gun that is likely going to go off.
Yeah, that's right. So do you defuse the bomb or try and make a bigger explosion somewhere else? Those are the issues that you've got to deal with. And just quickly, the NRL's released a statement on the Latrell situation.
Right, so just quickly, can you talk us through the Latrell situation?
Yes. There was a photo of him that came out that he had his face quite close to a table, and they're alleging that there was a white powder on that table. Now, we don't know what the white powder was. I have heard that Purcell was on sale at his local supermarket.
Oh, you have?
I have heard that he is quite short-sighted and he didn't have his glasses with him and that he was writing down his Keno numbers.
Right.
I have heard that maybe he had spilt a pack of Raro and that he was divvying it out.
Right, because I heard that he was just doing bump and coke hard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I've heard, but
I haven't heard that, but
it could be one of any of these things, though. We don't know.
the NRL's released a statement that he's going to get a $20,000 fine,
Holy shit.
but just a one-match suspension.
Manaia, out of the 500 or so players currently in the NRL,
Yes.
how many of them do you think have done cocaine during the season? I'm going to go
During this season?
498, I'm going to go.
Yeah, I'll probably go 497. 490, no, because we know the trial. 499. Yeah.
He needs to
Put the phones away.
put the fucking phones away, and whoever his mates are that are like taking photos and letting this shit get out. He's such a fantastic footy player, and just the off the field stuff, which he's dumb. He's good at footy. He's got lots of money.
Yeah.
He's in the public eye. Everyone, half people hate him, half people love him. So
How would the Demons be the next day after that?
But you just-
"Wait, some ass, I was like a photo.
you just must get up and go, oh,
Well, I was
what?"
writing my Keno numbers down.
Exactly. You must just get up and go, what is, oh my God.
Why do I play daily Keno every day? The Rabbitohs should name him this week.
100%.
I don't understand why more teams don't do that. I guess the NRL's smarter than that, but why not just name him this week?
Oh,
and-
because he's injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's actually come right, and we've named him this week. Oh, but he's suspended. So that'll be him done.
So he'll have to miss the first game of next year,
Yeah, that's right.
which is fine. So will you start with him next year in SuperCoach? We may as well look forward like the Warriors to 2025.
Yeah, that's right.
I've had a beer in the sheds with my SuperCoach team, and they're pretty keen on next year.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they're going for it.
Okay. No, there's so many good fullbacks. It's the most fun position to pick. So
It is,
No,
yeah.
it won't be. All right, let's take a quick break. One last quick break. We'll come back and chuck a hunch on. Time now for our TAB Hunch. We got a $100 bonus bet thanks to our good mates at the TAB to put on this weekend's action. Chris Key.
What do we factor in this hunch with the fact that Melbourne's resting 11 players?
Oh.
And for example, I forgot to bring this up during SuperCoach chat. Di has got
Oh, yeah.
Harry Grant, Jermaine Hughes,
Yeah.
and
Jerome Hughes as
Jerome
well.
Hughes. As soon as I said that, I was like, that's wrong.
Yeah.
And also Alyssa Katoa.
Yeah.
So if you've got all those guys and also the Tigers are on a bye, so if you've got like Lachlan Galvin,
You're in deep shit.
it is so brutal.
Yeah. This is not so much advice as more like a dancing
just-
on their graves.
That's right. It's just pointing out that you're fucked.
Yeah. You should have seen it coming.
But the Melbourne Storm are taking on the Cowboys?
Yes, they are. The Cowboys paying $1.24, Melbourne Storm $4.10.
See,
So the TAB have read the team list too.
but I believe the Melbourne Storm have still got Pappenhausen. They've still got Tyrone Wishart and Munster in the halves. And they've got quite a few players on their side who have actually played quite a bit of footy this year.
Pappenhausen, yep. Suafa'alonga was playing on one wing. Cam Munster's getting some game time. Grant Anderson.
Who's been playing bloody well for the last few weeks.
Tyrone Wishart's playing hooker.
That's random. But yeah, Tyrone Wishart, who's been a freaking gun this season.
That's random.
So I don't know. Is it crazy to? And also this game's tonight actually.
Yeah, it
Shit.
is.
Dina Amir, who he hasn't played much and Marion Seva hasn't played at all this year. Young Tanamape, oh my god.
Up against a full strength Cowboys.
How do you reckon Lazarus Va'alepu's going to go?
Well, look, he came back from the dead. So
Lazarus, what a great name.
yeah.
Actually, I looked at the team and now they're going to get rolled. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, look, we went down that road until we hit a dead end. I think we get on the Warriors. I obviously we talked about we don't know how where the value is in terms of the points and winning margin, but I think let's just throw a dart at a try scorer. Anytime try scorer, you can get Dallin at 225, you can get Marcelo at 240, which I think is quite high. Luka Mikiafu at 350.
If I was to put money on anyone scoring, it would be just an omen bet, man. It'd be Adam through the middle.
Adam Fanua Blake, let's go. We're doubling down on that. We'll put $100 on that. It's paying $4 at the time of recording this. Again, follow that in responsibly. We're going to chuck that on right now. Enjoy your weekend of rugby league. Enjoy your 30th, Chris.
Thank you. Is this the final Thursday potty of the year?
Yeah, it will be, yep.
So it'll be Mondays from now on?
Mondays, yep.
And we'll be commentating the grand final, right?
I presume so.
Yeah, I assume so.
I'll be somewhere over the skies of Baghdad like I was last year. But yeah, I presume we will.
Sweet, I'll be there for that.
All right.
See ya.
The league is not Australia.